When I did my first physio, I worked in private practice for a company in Melbourne, and they were very focused on swimming, which was for me. So we would often go really early to the pool during specific times of the year and go and work with, these are elite swimmers, and we would go and do like pre-screening for them. And I think for me it was good to see, like, we use specific tests, and I think I've seen you use some of this stuff in the Effortless Swimming videos where you're talking about the abduction, external rotation test, bringing the arms up above head with the person on the table. So we did a lot of that. We did a lot of tests of like external rotation strength, internal rotation strength, thoracic rotation. So I think having that background, I'm quite aware if I'm getting tight or weak in a certain area. So I do fairly regular strength and conditioning, stability work. I don't do anything. I've done periods of heavy lifting in the gym, but I don't give that anymore. I think I'm just more at a point where David and I work more on like core and stability things I can do at home, like with a kettlebell, and so it doesn't make you super sore and tired, so you can still hit your main triathlon training. But I think having that background has made me aware of the importance of mobility. But it was interesting working with the swimmers because you would often see, and I wasn't super aware of how good they were, say, in their squad, but you could sometimes see this, it was like a range of swimmers, and you could often see people who were really mobile, but often end up getting injured because they didn't have enough stability. And then you could see people who were more stable and stiff, but didn't necessarily have the mobility they needed to, say, get a really good cat in their freestyle or whatever. So what we would prescribe for someone who is really mobile and not so stable was more stability work, obviously, and strengthening. And they tend to be the people who prefer stretching because they're good at it. And then the less mobile people, but kind of stronger people, more stable people, we would tend to prescribe more, foam rolling and light stretching and that kind of thing. So I'm highly aware of the importance of that for swimming, and I don't implement a whole lot of stretching, I'll be honest, but I do a fair mobility and quite a lot of stability work to try and stay strong, which is important not just for swimming but for running and biking as well. And it's interesting though, because I distinctly remember you saying once when you were training for your Ironman, did Ironman New Zealand, wasn't it? And I distinctly remember you saying that spend that time on the TT bike took off quite a bit of your swimming, because the kind of restrictions in mobility that it gave you through your pecs and your back, I think, from being in that kind of hunched over position. So I'm aware of that, and I do try and stretch out my pecs and my thoracic spine a bit. But it's hard when you're doing all the other training as well.